Hello and welcome back to Blind Love. So, this is where we left off. It was fascinating to think of such things. It gave me a new avenue to explore for descriptions and emotions instead of relying on my eyes to give me all the visual details. Perfect for a writer. As my mug began to fill with the dark liquid of the gods, I began to go through my day. Every time. Work, walk Russell, lunch, work, call Sarah, dinner, and bed. Yep, sounds about right. Sounds like my routine, except for the dog part. My life and daily schedule had to be kept simple and memorized for the sake of my disability. It was if something was out of place, I'd have to rearrange mapping out my walking or stop all my plans to figure it all out. It wasn't a large deal, as most changes occurred from events out of my control, like Russell scratching up the couch. Dogs do that? Or Sarah making a surprise visit. As long as I had time to get my bearings, I could get back on track. However, sometimes I couldn't help a little detour of my own accord. I want a donut. 2 steps to the right, and I was in front of the fridge. Opening the door, however, released a foul scent I couldn't help but gag at. Gah! What is that smell? It was a foul combination of garlic, soy sauce, and rotten vegetables. Gross. Events extremely bad and rotten together. My craving for donuts had disappeared, though. With a sigh, I held my breath and reached into the fridge. The smell had practically covered the entire fridge, so I couldn't make out where it was inside. I had to trust my instincts. Top shelf, middle shelf, bottom shelf, fridge door shelf. Let's go with the top shelf. My hand slowly wove itself through the items on the top shelves like a snake. Milk carton, or carton of juice, pack of string cheese, pack of yogurt. All of these items were new, so they couldn't have been rotten. Thankfully, they were sealed. Okay, so we still get to choose. Let's go with middle shelf. Instantly, my hand grazed over a container that was partially opened. I knew I found the culprit. That is so gross. Gotcha. I wrapped my hands around the carton and pulled it out, sniffing it gingerly. Ew, why would you sniff it, man? I gagged, but I was correct. I had found the smelly beast. That I would throw up, probably. I quickly made 4 steps to the left, knowing that I would land in front of my garbage bin, and guided my foot to the pedal that would lift open its lid. However, my toes brushed against the fur, causing me to stop. A paw had already pressed down on the pedal for me. Russell? Thanks, buddy. A friendly bark made me smile as I tossed the container of cheese out. As the lid closed, I lowered my clean hand and reached for Russell. He was intuitive. He was intuitive enough to know what I wanted, so he lifted his head and bumped it under my palm. He was indeed a smart and caring friend. I gave Russell a pet before going to the sink. 1 more step to the left. As I turned on the water and washed my hands, my computer started playing a familiar tune. Ah, crap. Answer! I shouted, hoping my computer's microphone could pick me up over the sound of running water. As the tone stopped, I let out a sigh. My microphone had an amazing reach. At least I didn't have to have my phone on me at all times to keep in contact with the outside world. When I was at home, my phone was never on. I connected it to my computer's messenger program so I didn't have to fiddle with the buttons to answer calls. All I had to do was use my voice. I want that. That would sound cool. Because sometimes I struggle to kind of keep my phone in my hands. This one slight bump and I'll drop it on my face. And plus, when I'm typing on the keyboard and I go type an O, it types a P for some reason. I dried my hands on the towel near the sink as a voice came upon my computer. Sarah.
Hey,
yep.
You there?
A smile grew on my face as I left the kitchen, grabbing my coffee mug grabbing my coffee mug on the way out and walked towards my desk. I think my brain is processing this was faster than my mouth can spew them out. Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, great. You're up. Did you have your coffee?
Just made it. By the way, the Chinese food you left here yesterday went bad. I had to toss it out.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I hope it wasn't a problem. Shh. I'm such a dumbass.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. No, it's fine. I got it and cleaned it out.
Still, I should have tossed it out. Sorry.
I knew she felt bad for ruining my routine. But something as small as that was not a big deal, especially knowing that she didn't intend to leave it there. She was still sensitive about my limitations. She meant well. Still. So, how was your day? It's okay, I promise. Well, I said it was okay he said it was okay, so let's just ask her how our day was.
Well, my day was pretty okay. Got stuck in traffic the first part of the morning, but I managed to make it to the station.
Well, that's good. Yeesh. I hope you weren't late to work.
No, I made it on time. I clocked in, but I got stuck hauling files on the basement to the top floor.
Did they screw you over again?
Yeah, but luckily the boss found out and gave me a couple hours break, so I can come visit you if you want.
Yay. I'd love that. Well, yeah, let's be positive. I could particularly hear the smile grow on her face. She loved visiting me, and I always welcomed her with open arms.
Alright, I'm going to let you go. Just wanted to check in and stuff.
Oh, okay. Thanks for calling.
Absolutely.
I love you. Bye. Yeah, just bye. No, let's not. For a moment, I heard silence on the other end. Did I surprise her? Well, those are kind of surprising words I'm gonna add. When we didn't say I love you often to each other, many people think that couples need consistent reminding and phrase repetition to ensure their love. We were different. We didn't use the phrase often in order to keep its genuine meaning. To say it consistently dulls the emotion behind it and makes it bland and typical, which was something neither of us wanted. I at least wanted the full feeling of love to be in the phrase every time I said it to Sarah. Finally, she spoke up. I could hear the love in her voice as she repeated the phrase back to me.
I love you too.
Yay! She loves us. We both said our byes and she hung up, letting me have a chance to breathe out a sigh. It was nice to be able to talk to her and relax a bit before reviving myself back up for the work day ahead. A sip of my coffee made me sink further into my chair, despite the caffeine wanting to work its magic on my brain. The taste gently swirled in my mouth across my tongue. Coffee wasn't for everyone, but it was definitely for me. My mind began to wander on everything that was going on in my story, and what I had to do to make progress today, whether it was a chapter or multiple. I write stories too, and I don't even finish them half the time. I had to start and remind myself where I had left off. Of course, me doing that kind of stems from high school. That's a story for another day. It was slow, but the story was getting to a very nice dramatic event where the hero would have to choose between staying with his love and trying to live his life. You can do both, honestly. You can still live your life and be with your love. Oh no, unless the love apparently just takes over your life and then that just basically tells you how to live it. Which does happen. I wasn't sure, however, which road he was going on. He had many benefits on both sides, but the story had to end cleanly. I let out a sigh before turning to my desk. As I turned to it, my messenger began to ring again. What the? Answer. I expected it to be Sarah, forgetting to tell me something or the like. This time, however, it was another person, a guy friend of mine. I forget what his guy friend is. Maybe he's Jason or something?
Yo, you there, bud?
I was close. So this is him. I think he's going to mention the Gallo. Whatever the heck that event was called. We had been friends for a couple years, and he was the second person to visit me after the accident after Sarah. He was an editor and advised me like crazy to his social medias. I was lucky to have a friend like him. In work, I depended on him with my writing, and he depended on me for my skill. As a friend, we were like brothers. I was even his best man at his wedding to his partner, Tyler. It was a perfect friendship. Yeah, Josh, I'm here. What's up?
Nothing much. I just wanted to check in on you.
I don't need checking in, dude. You'll get your chapter by tonight.
I know. Can't the friend just be concerned with how his friend is doing?
Well, some friends are a little over-concerned. An actual visit would be nice. I haven't heard you play Dungeoneer in forever, and I am desperate to know how the and I am desperate to know the ending.
I've been a bit busy, man. You understand, right? I promise. The next time I'm free, I'll come over and play Dungeoneer.
Alright, man. How have you been? Then came the free talking. I didn't chat often, so calls like these were nice. Sure, they scrambled my time a bit, but I didn't want to chain myself into a schedule all of the time. Our chat was full of news from each other's lives. Josh was, of course, delicate about talking about things requiring sight with me, which made me shake my head. I would never get used to it, feeling like I was being handled with kid gloves. At the same time, however, I understood why. No one wanted to offend me, and I didn't want to get mad at the wrong thing. It was a safe balance. All I was supposed to say is, I almost said it was a safe blame. Still, it was good to talk with Josh. For some reason, I felt, despite my schedule for the day being thrown off, maybe I needed this break. My mind had been focused on the past recently. Perhaps this was karma telling me to relax and just let the day flow. Of course, I had to do some work, but I wasn't exactly backed into a wall by deadlines or anything. Maybe I should let my schedule die for today.
Hey, but I got a question for you. There's this writer's gala
Yep,
this weekend, and I got invited since I'm an editor. Obviously, I'm going to go, but I was wondering if you wanted to come too.
Gala? Just my luck, a social event. It's not that I didn't like parties. In fact, I loved going out to parties. Sarah usually came with me, and we'd particularly steal the show from whomever we were attending for. But that was when I had my sight. The fancy outfits, the colorful food tables, the lights, and everything visual about galas made them worth going to. When you can only see a world filled with one color, galas aren't exactly fun. I don't know, Josh. It's just...
I know. I understand.
No, you don't know. It's alright. Yeah, let's be positive. He was trying to be a good friend. I understood perfectly. I'll think about it, okay? I'll bring it up to Sarah and see what she thinks.
Sounds good.
As I finished my coffee, Josh and I said our byes and ended the call. Getting checked in once in a while was a good reminder that I wasn't alone. That thought made me smile a bit. Alright, computer, open Word document, chapter 7. Ugh, that was loud. My computer replied with a tone of acknowledgement, letting me know that it had been pulled up and was ready to go. Repeat last paragraph. I listened as the computer's voice system began to read the last paragraph I had written to me. The hero was torn between two situations. On one end, he had to save his kingdom from an incoming enemy army. On the other, the one he loved was in danger and needed him beside her. I sat and pondered both paths. If he saved the kingdom, he'd be able to help save thousands of people, but his love would fade away. If he saved his love, he would never be able to face his comrades again for deserting them and just be a wanderer for the rest of his life. It was a tough decision, but I was unsure of how to let the story unfold. Can he be by his love or he could ask a group of people to go save be by his love side while he fights. The words naturally flowed out of my mouth, letting my instinct take control of my story. Oh, he stood tall and told his allies, "I will fight beside you versus this enemy." He turned away and told his ally, "I must save her." Now we go to pick. I don't want to see. She dies, probably, if I go the top route. And again, if I don't go the top route, if I go the top route, or if I go the top route, she dies. If I don't go the top route, then my comrades get butthurt. I don't know what to choose. Dang it. I don't even know what I picked. Sometimes, I don't know. Let's go with that one. He wanted to stand by his kingdom to save it. Alas, he had to save the one he loved. He walked out of the war room determined to find his love and rescue her. I nodded to myself and at what I had said. A little action, but a little remorseful drama. Who knows, maybe his comrades will understand too. If romance came about, it had the chance to come later. True, the hero would face a hard trial at the end of his war. That's true. I thought about the two sentences I had said, noting of the path my story was going to go on. Did I really want to make my book like this? Would this story be intriguing enough for an audience to grasp? Sometimes a little love is a good formula to use. I let out a sigh and tried to relax. I knew I couldn't beat myself up over it. Nothing good would come from it. I continued to paint my story, following the path I had set for it. I didn't want to go back now. Sentence upon sentences flowed from my lips, carving out the wound and spinning the tale I desired to weave. Eventually, Sarah did visit me. Russell was very excited to see her and made it known with his happy barks. I was happy to see her, but Sarah couldn't stay long. She told me that she had to return to work to get a head start on organizing the files she had retrieved that morning. Still, it was good to hear her voice and feel her embrace. I felt happy within her arms. The rest of the day came and went with me dancing between work, walking, and playing with Russell and eating. My life was simple and I enjoyed it. Many people dream of doing crazy things, but I was quite content with my simple pleasures. As dinner time came around and my previously ordered pizza had arrived for me, I uncontrollably began to think about Josh's invitation. Laying the pizza box on my dining table and sitting down, I pondered the idea of going. I hadn't been to a social event since the accident, and many people would want to see me, knowing how much Josh spoke about me publicly. How would it be? What? Oh my goodness! What would it be like? I'd walk in, unable to actually see anyone, and randomly feel people take my hand to shake it or guide me somewhere. I wouldn't be able to bring Russell because it was obviously a formal event. As much as Russell was a good boy, he was still my dog. Well, maybe him being a service dog would be enough reason to let him in. I shook my head. Formal event meant pompous attendees, which also meant allergies as excuses. I took a slice of pizza and bit a piece of it off, tasting the delicious cheese and sauce melt together in my mouth. The local pizza place I ordered from was better than any chain pizza place by far. They proved it every time I ordered pizza from them. Alright, I think we'll read and we'll probably call it an episode. The pleasure my dinner gave my taste buds distracted me from hearing my messenger go off. Quickly I swallowed my food and commanded my computer to answer, being that I sat in the chair closest to my desk. And I think this is where we're going to conclude this episode of Blind Love. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.